Hi guys, this is video number 2. Today we're also going to just do a little introduction to order of operations. Now we're not going to go into a lot of depth until later this week, but we do need to introduce it and talk about what it means. So when you read or write an expression, which is what we just talked about in video 1, and it has more than one operation, which means maybe it has addition and subtraction, or it multiplies and divides, or maybe it has a combination of all of them, then there's a certain order in which we need to solve a problem, and that is called order of operations. So if I have an expression like 3.5 minus 1.2 plus 3, I need to solve this in a certain order. I can't just start from the beginning and work my way over. The rules of math tell us there's a certain way that things need to be solved, and that is order of operations. There is a little trick though. We can think about PEMDAS. So PEMDAS stands for something. It stands for parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So the first thing, P, it stands for parentheses. So all the numbers that are inside of parentheses, which are these little things, I need to solve that first. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's multiplying, dividing, addition, adding, or subtracting. If it's in parentheses, it's first. So that's why the P's first. The next one is E. E stands for exponents. Do you guys remember when we talked about exponents? They were a number that had a little number next to it, which told us that's how many times we multiply the number by itself. So then after we've taken care of all the numbers in the parentheses, we can move on to exponents. So I would make sure I have everything in parentheses solve my exponents, then I can move on to number 3. The next one is multiply and divide. The reason they're together is because we multiply and divide reading from left to right. That's why I did a little arrow under these to remind me that if a multiplication problem comes first, I'm going to solve it before a division problem. But if a division problem comes first, I'm going to solve it before I multiply. And the last one, we save addition and subtraction for last. And again, we read it from left to right. So if an addition problem comes first, then I'm going to do it before subtraction. But if a subtraction problem comes first, I'm going to do it before addition. But I have to follow all of these in order to get the correct answer. If not, I'm going to get a crazy answer and it's not going to be correct. So say we have this problem. It says 11 times 15 plus 3. Well, what do I solve first? Do I say 11 times 15? Or do I say 15 plus 3 first? If you said I solve 15 plus 3 first, you're right because it's in parentheses. And parentheses is first. So I would say 15 plus 3, which would be 18. Then I could multiply 18 times 11. Then I could have my answer. Let's look at another one. The next one says 12 plus 15 divided by 5. Would I say 12 plus 15 first? Or would I say 15 divided by 5 first? If you said 15 divided by 5 first, you're correct because multiplication and division come before addition and subtraction. So I would say 15 divided by 5, which is 3. Then I could say 12 plus 3. Then I would know my answer is 15. All right, so there is a way we have to say words in order of operations. We talked about this earlier, whether we would say the product of two numbers or add these two numbers or divide these two numbers. Order of operations has the same thing. So let's look at these ones. If I have 3.5 minus 2.1 plus 1.2, again, what do I solve first? Do I say 3.5 minus 2.1 or do I say 2.1 plus 1.2? If you said we solve 2.1 plus 1.2 first, you're correct because it's in parentheses. So how would I say this? Well, think about it for a minute. the first thing I'm going to do is add these. But after I add these, I'm actually going to subtract this number from it. So how I would say this would be subtract the sum of 2.1 plus 1.2 from 3.5, because that's how I'm going to solve it. So let me say that again. I would say subtract the sum of 2.1 plus 1.2 from 3.5. And let's try this next one. It says 1/2 plus 3/4 times n. Think about that for a minute. How would I say that? Well, let's think about which operation goes first. Am I going to add 1/2 plus 3/4? Or am I going to multiply 3/4 times n? N being a number, I can include any number. If you said 3/4 times n, you're correct, because multiplying and dividing comes before addition and subtraction when we're using order of operations. So I would say scratch that. We would say add 1/2 to the product of 3/4 and n. So let me say that again, since I messed up, which is okay, because we all make mistakes. I would say add 1/2 to the product of 3/4 and n. So one more time. Add 1/2, because I'm going to add 1/2, to the product of 3/4 times n, because I have to find the product first before I can add 1/2. Now I know that was a lot to throw at you guys, but you're welcome to watch the videos again, rewind, pause, try out the problems again before you actually do your assignment. So now don't forget to get on Schoology and then get on Think Central to do your assignment for today. If you have any questions though, feel free to email me. Bye guys, see you tomorrow.